Well, YouTube, due to a little comment dispute, has now been cleared up. And in respects, this person has recommended me to look something up, and come to find out, this is a very, very interesting story. It's too bad that it did not happen in New Hampshire, and it actually happened in North Carolina. But supposedly there was a missing colony in the first white-born child here in the United States, meaning that the first colonists and their first baby. But as bizarre as this case is, excuse me, there have been some thoughts and theories. I have come to conclude this story. And check if there's any skunks or something around here. I'm out walking the pug. Bear with me a moment. I swear this factory I walked through, when I first started walking the pug, man, I started getting some crazy activity around here. It hasn't been nothing lately because I've stopped walking them. But due to the fact that the neighbor took the fence down and the dog likes to roam in the neighbor's yard, I can't have that. I've been walking the pug at night again. Sometimes I can't get over here because these people work late. So it's like, Jesus Christ. Can I have any time to myself? No. But anyways, supposed to be the first child, white child, but then again, probably an English colonist or whatnot. Supposed to be Virginia Dare is buried. Chavez maintains. Legend has it Virginia Dare is buried in Robeson County. It's supposed we have a cross here at the spot, but this story is very strange. For one, I started looking in mapping because there have been sightings of skinwalkers in North Carolina. But this story kind of didn't go that way, but it kind of might. But there is, mind you, and you gotta believe it, and you gotta think of all thoughts and theories, Native American sacred land. And I'll get into that in a minute. As you can see here, Golden Valley is a place that I looked up a skinwalker story because I knew there was one there from before I looked up. And here is the Philadelphia Road where supposedly this girl is buried. On this road or something. They tried changing this road for something because of the there was what is it? A Native American goddess. And you put two and two together, sacred land, Native American goddess. And the Native Americans of this place were trying to change this. They have been scheduled to appear in the co-founder research director Lost Colony. They were scheduled to appear research. They've done all kinds of research on this stuff they need to do. They even brought this like metal rod or something and went over some other graves that was at this place, stating that that they could tell something how it was a woman or a man bones buried there, but I don't get it. That sounds all kind of ludicrous to me, but if they do have that kind of bonding thing with the metal, but change the road. Here's where they say oppose the native people in the Philadelphia church area opposed an attempt to change the road. They said a white Native American goddess, which you can't use Indian no more, was buried there. That it was sacred ground. And this is where it says, down here it says, editor said she was buried near the base of that old oak tree, and on her grave grows no grass or weeds. So there's some type of oak tree, I believe, on this road or near this church. And this is supposedly her grave. Also goes on to say that a resident or something is supposedly Native American. And he's also saying that these people might have, or even maybe Virginia Dare, grew up and there was a lot of interracial, interracial, what's the word I'm thinking of? They were all getting in with each other, with the Native Americans in this colony. And she might have been with one or something. So this guy in this place, an article, which is, what the hell was his name? I think it's Chavis, said, meant to draw attention when he calls these burial places. Might be this Chavis or a guy named Robertson. Dials, there it is, Dials. His name's Dials, and the Dare, or however they pronounce it, I might even be pronouncing it wrong, but he says somewhere in here that the Dares and the Dials, in the proper way of saying Dare, which as you can see, let me go back, they say this looks like Dare. It was supposed to be Dials in some way back in the day. And he goes on to say, that he could be related. Somehow they got interracial with each other, Native Americans and the colonists. And mystery of the lost colony has resurfaced. People trying to get in there and look at the bones and stuff. And consider me a traitor. Yeah, I think this guy is being called a traitor too, because he's making this, obviously saying he's making false statements about this. But all in all, history back in them days and that long ago, remember, nothing could be documented. But not only that, right, what happened to these colonists? Now, when I started reading this story, and when I read that part of Sacred Land, the Native American goddess, I knew right away. And this is my thoughts and theories. It's not in the books. These guys are saying they don't know where the people have went. And there's another thing they said on Roanoke Island. And they got the barriers, they got the Outer Banks. There's a lot of Native Americans that lived around here. And my thoughts and theories is that these people moved there, got themselves settled. And I believe there might have been a few Native Americans that did not like this interracial thing. And someone had to have screwed someone over and, got very angry or something. And I think they wiped them out, maybe hit them, or I mean, they're saying they disappeared. And there's, no sign of these people. But with the little bodies that they do have, I mean, what the hell was that? Bear with me a moment. Thought I heard something. I mean, they say they wipe out, they disappear, and then they say there's bodies there, but they don't know who these are. And all in all, I think the Native Americans and stuff. Someone's in their car. Someone's coming out. Come on. I believe the Native Americans had something to do with this because of... Come on. Shut up, Ted. Someone's coming and leaving work. Bear with me a moment. But I honestly think, the colonists came, got on the sacred land, and built over the grave. And you can't blame the natives for doing what they did if they did anything, because, you just can't go on and ruin something. And to me, that's what I think had happened to the people that are buried there, I believe, are the ones that were trying to, make it with the natives. But there had to have been ones that did not approve of what was going down throughout this whole story. So if there's anything missing, but yet there's her grave, and they still need to find out if it is hers. I mean, this story is very bizarre and strange. I mean, I don't even know how to say where to go with this. But all I know is I believe the Native Americans, right, had their goddess buried somewhere. The ignorant English went and dug up and built over that. And like they said, they wanted to change roads, they wanted things done their way, and it looks like it still ain't happened, but all in all, that's what I think happened, and my thoughts and theories. It's only proven you cannot mess with the sacred land of Native Americans. And that's exactly why skinwalkers were made, to protect that land, sacred land. And like I say, mapping out is here, and then you got over there where you see the Caroline, Charlotte, and you look over here, you see North Charlotte, and a little ways off, I mean, I believe this whole nation of the United States wanders skinwalkers, especially on the Native Americans. And if there are missing, and ones that disrespect, they end up missing. But, like I say, the ones that respect, and that's why I'm on hunt for skinwalker, to see if I can maybe catch one. If I do, if I die, I die. I'm at that point in my life where things are just going sour, and I just want something extremely badass as catching one of them. But I also want to pay my respect, because that's what you're supposed to do with these things. Not mess up their sacred land, and that's what they were made for. So I mean, all in all, this story kind of reminds me of that. They kind of did disrespect, and and the other people didn't. And for the lost colony to be lost, I think that's why they're lost, because the majority of them disrespected the land of the goddess. So I mean, I hope I don't disappoint anything about this story, but I mean, very interesting thing to talk about. And when you got Native Americans involved, you gotta highly think about that. You gotta really, not leave that out in any kind of findings. Because that's right. These Native Americans, man, don't joke around with their land, and they were here first. So, I mean, respects to her, a moment of silence. if this is the area of her, grave and everything, hopefully these were the people that respected the Native Americans. Hopefully she'll get a proper finding and burial or whatnot. Maybe they'll make a better grave or something, but other than that, if there's still lost people from this era and this time and these people, I think they disrespected the natives and can't do that. Especially when there's a goddess involved, or a chief, or warriors. And that's all I get out of this. I would like to go try and see this place one day. Hopefully I do pay my respects, see what the talk is, the town is on this one. Because in a way it does sound strange, but in a way, Native Americans. Till the next video, be safe, take care, out.